Rainbow Six. Experts in close quarters battle and hostage rescue. Assembled from special forces teams around the world. The counterterrorism units.
Today I'm going to talk about Rainbow Six Siege's Tactical Whiteboard. Rainbow Six Siege is an online multiplayer competitive shooter. It's hyper-realistic and requires 5 people per team on attack and defense. The Tactical Whiteboard is a program used to enable communication and strategy as efficiently as possible between your teammates. So here on the Rainbow Six main page we have the Tactical Whiteboard. What I'm going to talk about here is the Tactical Whiteboard interface, how to use it, and I will also give a strategy to how to set up to defend on a team deathmatch bomb map. So here we are at the new tactics screen, and on the left we can select the mode. We are going to make a strategy to defend. So team deathmatch bomb defend, and here we can select a map. This screen unfortunately does have loading issues, and as you can see on the bottom here, these do not load properly, and as they're working on this, I'm sure it'll get better, but as of right now you have to wait a really long time. So right now we are going to focus on a strategy for the Clubhouse map. So here we are at the main map screen. I'm going to talk about the interface, and then I'll give you a strategy for how to defend this. So on this interface, the first thing we can do is zoom in and out. That's pretty important. On the left here we have our operators, so your 5-man team. You can place their markers on the map. Here are each individual team member's gadgets, and then if you scroll down, there are the generic gadgets that the entire team has to share. On the bottom here are specific steps and objective points that are necessary to help your team understand what is happening. On the top we have our primary toolbar. This is a select bar to drag and drop different objects, as well as to move the map around. Next we have this drawing tool where you can draw arrows and tell your team where to go and what to do. Unfortunately, as we're seeing here, this undo and redo tool seems to not work the first time you draw something. So the second time it should work. As we can see there, it does. So that's a glitch. Like I said, this is a new program and they're still working on it. Next you have text, and here we can create text boxes and write things to our team. You can also change the color of these things as well as the brush size. Undo, redo, delete everything. Over here on the right we have this edit notes toolbar, which brings up general notes that you can type to your team. Additionally, we have this layers. So the layers are basically the timelines for how you want things to progress, and you can go down here in the bottom left and add new layers, and as you'll see they'll pop up on the right. You can also delete the layers and use the eye icon to hide them as needed. Additionally, you can write notes for your layers. When you're all done, you should be able to close the panel. So after you close the panel, going around, you have this right here is the floor level that you can choose. So the rooftop is 2, 1 is the first floor, 0 is the base floor or the ground floor, and -1 would be your basement. Also on the bottom of this screen you can see they have a legend for you where you can look up breakable walls, floor traps, line of sight walls, line of sight floors, objectives, and insertion points. So as you can see on the map, objectives, breakable walls. On the left, bottom left here, add your new layers, delete layers. You can rename them by just clicking on that. We'll say that this is for the prep phase. And then we're also going to go in the top left and we're going to name this armory defense. So that's the basic setup and the layout of the tactical whiteboard. Now we can get into our tactics. Alright, so since we're playing bomb, we have two objectives we have to worry about on this bottom floor. I'm going to drag and drop icons so that my team can easily see where they're at. The next thing, it doesn't matter which operators we pick, we all have to reinforce the room properly. So to begin with, we're going to reinforce the hatches above us. So there's one hatch here and one hatch here. So that's two hatches, and then you can drag and drop this icon here and put these on top. So each operator has two of these, so for a total of 10. We need to make sure that all 10 of those get placed. So that's 2, and let's go with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then all the way out here to stop them from going to this area, we have 9 and 10. So now that we have all our reinforcements set, which is the basics of getting set up, we can talk about which operators we want. So we're going to start out, I typically use Castle. For this, we would also want a Pulse to roam up top so he can see through the walls. We're also going to have a Bandit so he can electrocute the reinforced walls. We can also have a Mute help him with that because he can jam the breaching charges, and a Jaeger to destroy any incoming grenades. So for Castle, we can drag and drop, and let's say that Castle is going to hang out in this objective, and he can fire down this hallway. He can go in and reinforce over here, and he can just cover this. Castle is going to put armored panels, one right here, to keep this room very secure. He's also going to put one more over here so that they have to breach through either these walls or this reinforced door. And he's going to put one, he can either put it at the main door, and whoever's roaming up top will have to break it down, or he can put it in this back door. But let's just go ahead and put it at the main door, because at the back door we're going to have Bandit in here, and he's going to place his barbed wire at the back door. So Bandit can place 2 barbed wires back here to really slow them down. Also, we will know when they sneak in behind us, if they sneak in behind us. Bandit is also going to electrify these back 2 walls. That way they cannot breach to the back 2. He can also use this to shock wire an additional barbed wire that is going to be placed down here by Jaeger. So Jaeger also has 2 barbed wires, so we're going to place one of these right here, and we're going to shock it, and then we're going to place another one outside the door because they're probably going to come from this angle, so we want it to slow them down as much as possible. So here's Jaeger. Jaeger is going to be roaming, so Jaeger will place his barbed wire here. He's also going to place his special gadgets in this room. So that's this ADS. He's going to place 2 of them in here. These stop the grenades and keep your operators down here safe. Just place them somewhere safe in this room. He's got 3 of them, and we'll place 1 more in here. All this to protect these objectives. But Jaeger is going to be roaming on this second floor. He's going to be up here, just roaming, slowing them down, slowing the advancing attackers down. He's also going to have help from Pulse. Pulse can hang out up here as well. He can see through the walls, and these 2 guys can communicate with each other and stop the attackers as they enter in through this main room right here and head downstairs to the basement or head to try and destroy these reinforcements. So back down here, Pulse has his special gadget on him, so you don't have to worry about that. And lastly, we have Mute. Mute can help these guys down here keep this safe. He can jam things with the signal disruptor, so it might be helpful to have one here to stop them from droning in from back here. He should probably place one here to stop them from breaching these walls. He has 4 of these, so here's 3. And this last one. Place it here. Make breaching these rooms a little more difficult. So the idea here is you have Castle watching this room, or whoever you choose. You've got Bandit and Mute in this room, covering this larger room, this main objective, and you've really got to worry about the attackers pushing in from this direction. You've also, the main push, I would expect you'd have a couple guys coming this way. You might get someone coming down the main hallway later on, but your Pulse and Jaeger should be stopping them, and they can come in through this main door. They are likely to come in through the kitchen here and attempt to get this hatch. So, and lastly, when they get the hatch, they can drop right here. And then the other hatch, this one, is right here. So with this, you should have a pretty good strategy. Slow them down as they come this way. They should have a pretty difficult time coming through here. The barbed wire will definitely slow them down, and you'll be able to hear them as Mutant Bandit are defending. Castle takes care of this room, can look down this hallway, reinforce them, while Pulse and Jaeger slow them down at the top. You only have to hold this for 3 minutes once the round starts, so all of this should do a pretty good job in keeping them from breaching your objective right away. The last thing you need to do when your strategy is complete is to go to the top right to your options, save it, invite your friends on your team to contribute to the map and see what additional pointers they can give you. You can share it with other people through other various social media outlets, and lastly, you can publish it on the Rainbow Six Siege community page so that other people can view it. I hope this guide was helpful and that you can use it to assist you and your team in achieving success online.